Does anybody know about economics? I find this clip I'm going to show you in a second absolutely astonishing. Not that the BBC has got some shithead on and doesn't know what they're talking about, but I find it even more amazing. This lady, Mehreen Khan, is the economics editor of The Times. Listen to this.
This country hasn't really grown in productivity terms for the last 2 decades. The economy grows because the population grows. Tax revenues grow because more people pay those taxes, and often those are newcomers to this country. As a country, we are still able to attract people who want to live and work here. That's not true of lots of aging developing world economies.
Yeah, she's right, this country hasn't really grown at all for the last 2 decades, granted. But to simply say that as the population grows, GDP grows, is not true. Yes, you see a small bump here and there in GDP. I can't say that's not correct, but GDP per capita, which these people never ever mention, is the most important stat. That is the amount of wealth per person in this country. You've got more money, you've got better standards of living, haven't you? You've got more money to spend in the economy, which then provides our own growth and helps to keep inflation down as well, by the way. For a migrant to come over here now, they have to earn about £38,000 to not be a drain on the state and on the taxpayers of this country. Just importing people who work as couriers and such like, with all due respect to those professions, you aren't going to pull in around £40,000 a year doing that job. So what you actually are is a net drain on the state. And by the way, just by upping taxes, that also doesn't mean you take in more tax. The amount of people in this country that come over here, Somalians for example, well over half of all Somalians that have moved to this country are in social housing. I can't remember the exact figure, it was somewhere around the 60-70% mark. Every single one of those people is a drain on the state because they're in social housing. They haven't bought a home, have they? And they're probably getting some of the rent paid for them if they're in social housing as well. We know that of the Boris wave, for example, at least 1 million people that came over here when he lied to our faces and said that he was going to decrease immigration but did the opposite. A minute percentage of those people are in full-time work. Then again, all the rest of them are net drains on the state. So yes, migration can have a positive effect on the economy if you import the right people with skills, with trades, maybe doctors, etc. But the kind of people that we are importing into this country are not contributing enough to be able to grow the economy. How can this woman not understand that? It is frightening that she is the economics editor of The Times and should be sacked.